All right, Miss Jordan, we are back in the saddle of Facebook Live again. Welcome back.
We're back.
So, Jordan, where in the world are you today?
I am at Ocoee Coffee Company. It's a newer coffee shop in Cleveland, Tennessee. It's been here probably about 2 years now. I'll pan around and show you guys where I'm at. It's super cute. Sitting perfect seat next to the greenhouse. So it's in this old renovated house. So this family had this boathouse that I'm in right now, and then they have the greenhouse, and the main part of the coffee shop is actually in the house, so I have to leave the boathouse and go in. So I'm a little tucked away. So
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, not more beautiful setting than I'm in, which is bedroom downstairs where I have to now set up a new office to hunker away from the kids because summertime is upon us. So when I'm not traveling, we're not up there with you guys. I'm in the basement with a green plain back wall and all this cool new equipment.
Nice. Well,
Fun.
You're gonna have to get some like photos or posters in the background
and change it up and make it sweet and cool.
Yeah. It's super cool.
Yes. We started to do this because we want to share our passion for humanity and our passion about people and loving the industries that we serve and helping people. That's all the things that we're about. And one way to do that is to be with our people and to talk to folks to learn more about what they need and how we could help them and create a better world that I think needs it now more than ever, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Well, maybe we start with you, Jordan. So you are kind of the social media expert within our group. You're behind the scenes, now in front of the scenes, more and more and more. We've seen you on installs. We've been out in the field. We've been working together for probably, how long do you think now?
Probably like 5 years.
I was going to say 5 too, yeah.
5 or 6.
Well, why don't you tell your story from your perspective, and then I'll jet in as I want, because I think it's cool that people understand who they see online.
Yeah. So, like I said, been about 5 or 6 years. I started working for another company that you owned, Ash for, and I was an assistant to our controller, Katie, who works with us in Remain Safe as well. And I was still in college at that point. I was a senior, and I was transitioning out of a human resources assistant job. And my role in that position was just assisting her in reports and filing and just helping her out in the job that she was doing. And I worked with her in that position for about a year or two, year and a half, something like that. And she got pregnant with her first daughter, Elodie, and I was about to graduate. So I transitioned into an accounting role, which I'm going to have to backpedal a little bit in my story to explain why this role was not a good role for me. But I struggled to figure out what I wanted to do in college. I think most of us feel that way. We're young and we just don't know what we want to do, and we've got a lot of things that we like, but we got to figure out what's going to pay the bills, but we got to figure out what's going to like fulfill us like emotionally and spiritually. And so I was at that point. I started off as an anthropology major because I watched bones like all the time in high school. So I thought, yeah, I'm for sure going to do that. I'm going to be the next Bones. And quickly figured out like that was not a path. I still enjoyed it. It was not a path that I wanted to go down though. So I went to sociology because I really enjoy learning about people and how people interact and things like that. And I enjoyed that a lot, but I then didn't feel like it was the right fit for me. I then wanted to go into biology because I wanted to learn about animals. I wanted to be a veterinarian.
When was this? Like you're still in college or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. These are all of the changes where in college I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do. So biology didn't work out, and then I wanted to do nursing. So I got accepted into a nursing program and didn't enjoy that. It was helping people, but I just didn't enjoy it. So I had this professor who I was really close to. He was a history professor. And I went to him and I said, I don't want to do nursing. I want to do something else, but I don't know what I want to do. I love history and I love art, and I think I want to do history. And he said, no, don't do history. And I was like, what? Like, you're a history professor and you're telling me not to do history. Like, shouldn't you be promoting your major? He said, this is what you need to do. You need to do art. And it baffled me because I was like, I never really even, like, I mentioned that I love, sorry?
Were you into art at all or no?
I was, and I had told him that I liked art, and we had visited a couple of museums on a school trip, and so he knew that I enjoyed art, but he'd never seen my work, and I'd never talked about doing art, but he said, you need to do studio art, and I was like, what in the world? And I thought about it in his office, and I was like, you know what? If he thinks that this is what I should do, then that's what I'll do. So I went immediately out of his office and changed my major to art, and also added another major, psychology, and I minored in religion and deaf studies as well. So I know how to fluently sign.
You know that?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Good for you,
Yeah.
man.
Immediately after talking to him, just went and did it. So I did that, and that's what I did while I was working with Katie, which brings me back to the whole accounting role, which I feel I did my best in, and I feel like I did well in, but it was not a position that facilitated kind of who I was as a person. I'm a kind of a loosey-goosey, like go with the flow, like artistic, creative person. I'm not a numbers or structure or which you have
Did you
seen.
know that at the time, though? Did you know that at the time, or did you have to figure it out somehow?
No, not really. I thought, I will do my very best at whatever position that I'm in, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize how it was affecting me until I had been doing it for a while, and I was like, this job, like, it's great. It's great. I love the people that I work with, and like, it's a good job, but it is not kind of fulfilling me. It wasn't fulfilling me where I was.
Or were you looking back, I think the history professor made a big impact on your track, right? One person.
Yeah. Yeah. And some things happened, and I think I'm a firm believer in that, like, things happen for a reason, and God has a plan, and although you may not see it in the moment, like, you will look back and you will see these turning points in your life. And I think right before COVID happened, some things happened with Ashcore, and I had to take a different path. And I spent that time really focusing, trying to reflect on myself. I was like, you need to really think about what you want to do, and what's going to fulfill you, and how you can be creative, and what you really want to do.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I spent a couple of months really thinking about what I love and what I wanted to do and what would fulfill me. And I
How do you feel
realized
in the art and creative side? How does that make you feel when you do it now?
it's I feel firmly that that's what I was made to do. Um, that's what I realized in those couple of months of reflecting. I was like, I need to do something that I'm able to create, and I'm able to like have a more free form way of thinking. I'm just not like a structure in the box type of person. Like I don't flourish that way. And other people flourish great that way. It's just not the way that my brain works. It's not the way that I'm made. Like I need to have a lot of, not a lot of restraint and a lot of freedom and a lot of creativity. And that's what I realized in those months of thinking and reflecting on what I wanted to do. And then the opportunity with the Hamper Family came up conveniently, but it's all in God's plan. So it was planned. And we were in hemp for a while, and that's how I got into social media. That was my first big break in social media. We spent the summer months doing that, really getting into that.
It was a year ago now, right? It's been just about a year when we moved into the Hamper Family, which was like you said, our play into hemp, right?
Yeah.
Stemmed back to December of 19, right? Where I was at a conference and one of the 5 guys on stage said that hemp would revolutionize and change the world. And so we saw the squirrel, we chased it down into the hemp land, and that's really cool people. And we're able to, I think, do some great things and have a lot of fun in the hemp industry.
Oh yeah.
Relatively short amount of time.
Oh yeah, we really broke into that extremely rapidly. And it was fun.
We created logos. We went first.
I did a lot of creative things, and it was a great way to break into social media and kind of learn kind of the ropes a little bit, because at the beginning, like I only had personal pages. I didn't really I knew about social media and I knew how it worked, but I didn't know how to utilize it from a business standpoint until we started with the Hamper Family. And
there it was right. It was business to business, and then business to business to consumer.
Yeah,
it was a whole different animal, which is very fun because that's what we do now. So the correlation between the two is great. That's what
and it's funny, like looking at the story, like you can, like I said, you can see turning points and how God kind of moves the paths to get you to where you are. So we got to that point. I got to the point personally where I had these months of reflection, and then we got to the Hamper Family, which taught us a lot and helped us to be able to kind of like do a test run before we really got into remain safe with social media heavily. And I think that helped us a lot because we already had kind of this like basis of knowledge to take and lift up remain safe.
Yeah, exactly. So just to kind of, so we had Ashcore and still to today, which is a clean energy combustion company that we operated. It's 2017, and then March of 2020 founded the Hamper Family, which has been great and a lot of fun. And then September of 2020, we acquired the Still Safe Shelter, which is a compliant line of storm shelters and safe rooms. And then rebranded that to Remain Safe in January of 2021. And so here we are today, trying to grow and communicate better with our audience, which is heavily on Facebook, which is interesting and fun.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy. I mean, we have a great community of people surrounding Remain Safe and who interact with us heavily and send us messages and give us updates. And it's a small thing, but it's something that brings me a lot of joy to know that this has been something that has kind of created a small community and brought people together. And the messages kind of reinforce that. Like, hey, I thought about your team. Robert Jolly is somebody who sends us updates a lot, and he, even if it's not weather related, I remember he sent something about a bridge being, or something that would affect travel. And he said, I just wanted to let you know for your install team. And I was like, man, that's what it's all about to me. Like, that's what I love.
Because that community, right, doesn't matter the size. It could be 2 people in our community. It could be having coffee or dinner with 1 person, 2 people, 8 people, 8,000 people, 800 people, 100 people, doesn't matter, right?
Right.
But they help each other get the word out. So there could be tornadoes or items in Mississippi. Somebody finds that out. You're able to retweet that or put that on Facebook. Somebody sees that. They are able to now be informed.
Yeah. And that's the good thing about social media. Like you said, like, things could happen in Mississippi, things could happen in Alabama, Texas, Colorado. But social media puts us all together in the same place. So distance and location, it doesn't matter. We're all here. We're all in the same place. We're connected. And we're all together. So
that's it. Connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can do more of that as a team. I think that's what we can really do. So we've been to some cool things. We went to a lot of customer installs, which is a lot of fun because we get to meet some neat people. We've been in Tennessee and Alabama and Georgia, soon to be Florida, and we've gotten to meet some cool people. But when you and I went to Fultondale, Alabama, after the tornado that happened, about 4 months ago?
Yeah.
Are you moving?
Yeah.
Where are you going to, Rockstar? Are you moving locations?
Now we're in the greenhouse.
Was it filling up inside?
Yeah.
So tell us what you thought when you went to Fultondale, Alabama that time, where we drove in for the first time ever, got behind the lines after our first tornado experience.
Oh man, I knew that I'm a very sensitive person. I'll just go ahead and preface with that. Things hit me really hard, and I think that's a part of being an artist, is being sensitive to things. And I remember we were driving to the location where the tornado hit, and we crossed a street, and to our left, you could just see all of the devastation. And I just started to cry. And it's so different seeing it in person. The pictures are scary, the pictures are heartbreaking, because you can see just families' lives destroyed, and just
you see people who have just lost their house 12 hours ago,
right,
standing in their front yard with total destruction, who made it out without any kind of damage to themselves or injury, but their house is completely destroyed.
Yeah.
It's the most humbling thing you'll ever see in your life. And then as you walk down the different streets, to see someone's picture from an album, who knows from where, garbage cans sitting in the top of trees that are half a mile away.
Yeah, and I think that's what hit me the most too. You see people's coffee cups that were in their cabinets, family photos, little trinkets. And I'm like, these are things that people have collected over a lifetime. This is people's lives just spread across miles and miles. And their homes are not even left standing. There's nothing left. There's maybe a bathtub left. And you think as you're walking, you want to do something. And that's why we were there, because we wanted to do something. And we got connected and we were able to help out a bit, but even that little bit of time we spent there doing something, you're just like, I wish there was more that we like. I wish there was more. I wish there was more.
Yeah.
And
it's hard, right?
Yeah,
and it's difficult.
It makes me glad that we do what we do, because there was a home that had 2 walls left with a bathtub, or like a wall left with a bed. And fortunately, nobody lost their lives in those homes, except one person in a hotel ended up passing away, unfortunately. But seeing that, it's a miracle that nobody else lost their life. And knowing what I know and seeing what I saw in Fultondale, I'm so glad that we are able to offer something that can keep people safe, because there's nothing even a well-built home can do to protect you from something like that. It's there's nothing.
Crazy how powerful. I think what I like most about it is that confidence piece. Because I think if everybody had more confidence and safety and security, then they can live a happier, more joyful life. And that one little product amongst more products that we'll put into the basket over time just does that one little thing, adds a little bit of confidence to that situation, right? And it can be confidence goes across all situations. I mean, whether it's a little league baseball game and the batter has confidence, or whether it's somebody in a storm, right? Like, oh my gosh, here comes, I gotta have confidence at this point.
Right. There's that moment. I know that we had a tornado very close to where I live a couple of years ago. And when you get that alert and you don't have a specific space, like a storm shelter, a basement or something, there's this moment of panic where you're like, oh my gosh, like, okay, this is where I go because it's the best place. But there's this moment of panic where you're like, is this the best place? Like, I'm not sure. Am I going to be okay? But with having a shelter, you hear the alert, you know where you're going, you know it's going to keep you safe. So you don't have that moment of panic where you're like, I don't know, is this the best place? Is it not the best place? Like, people are depending on me to make the right decision, my family. You automatically know you can go there quickly and you know you're going to be safe.
Yeah, it's a major piece of confidence, absolutely. So what's been the funnest thing you've done on the job so far with Remain Safe? So they've been in operation in North Alabama for about 11 years now. We came in a few short months ago. Been working with them over a year, but kind of rebranded it a few months ago. What's been the highlight for you personally?
Most fun. I really enjoy going to installs. That's probably my favorite thing, and it's something that I get to do pretty consistently. So that's my favorite aspect. I love going. It's just what I like to do, and also getting to meet new people. I love that. So going to installs when the owners are there and getting to chat with them, and seeing the shelter be installed and how happy they are once the shelter is there. That's the most fun part to me. Obviously, like, I love the social media part and getting to interact, but actually going, seeing, meeting people, that's my favorite part.
You were live at an event or an install Friday, right?
Yes, Friday.
And that was cool.
Yeah, we were at an install of one of our newest products, the New Day Shelter. And we were there for about 45 minutes. It took about 45 minutes to install, which is very quick. And we got to meet Mary. Her name is Mary. And we got to talk with her and hear a little bit about her life and why she wanted the shelter. And Um, it was a good day. It was a really good day. Seeing the install and just hearing what she had to say, and she was visibly excited once the shelter was installed, and that just made me so happy because she thought the whole thing was so great, and that
One
was
smile,
so great to me.
one laughter, right? One person changing the world, one person at a time.
Yeah.
Isn't that what it's about? Awesome.
So what about you? What's the most fun you've had on the job?
Meeting people, because we get to travel to North Alabama a lot. So I grew up in Alabama. Getting to travel to North Alabama brings back a lot of roots, because North Alabama is really Huntsville, Madison, Athens, which is boom town right now. Industry's going crazy. Home building's going crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so being in there and seeing that environment where you've got new people from all over the country coming in, maybe even all over the world coming in to small town Alabama, where you still got everything you can imagine about small town Alabama. And you've got this evolution of new coming in, old getting forced out. And we're sort of watching that live happen here in 2021 and getting to see and communicate with both sides, all different people. That's been a lot of fun. And it's challenging too, right? Like, people are challenging. And so that's why we break it down to just honesty. If you're just honest with somebody, you communicate openly with somebody, and you shoot it straight, it's oftentimes cuts out all the crap and just much better for everybody. So that evolution over the last year has been a ton of fun. Trying to figure out.
You're really great at communicating with people. I think that's a good thing about you. Like you said, you try to be really transparent, and you want to shoot it straight. And I think that's what people really enjoy about you. Even look at this comment. Did you see this? John says, "Company owner is pretty cool." So everybody sees it. You are pretty cool.
Yeah. So make sure you reach out to Remain Safe with Memphis, which is one of our newest plants out in the country now as we go nationwide with Remain Safe. Remain Safe with Memphis. They've got an on-stock product. They've got installation. They've got a good little company out there. So make sure you reach out to Remain Safe with Memphis. Because that's, pretty cool. Black shirt. I don't have red hair like you got. I'm not tatted up like you are. But we got to find our flavor. So cool. Yeah, but it's been fun. It's been a neat journey. I think that's what it's about, right? Like, I used to think it's about the destination. We got to quickly get to the sting. The sting will change it, and the sting is the end all, be all. And I've realized that it's not. Like, life changes so incredibly fast. Like, in March of 2020, we saw the whole world upside down and turn almost overnight. And so now, no matter what, we can change almost on a dime and be ready to adapt to whatever that new situation is. I think that's the lesson, which is, for me, mentally turned it into a journey of what are we going to do for the next 50 years? Not what are we going to do for the next 2 years and then do the next thing. It's what are we going to do for the next 50 years related to products and companies and services that we love that help people, bring confidence, change the world, all this kind of stuff. And I think that's what's about.
Yeah.
And I think we're fortunate that we've got a great team around us who is all entwined into that same effort and realizes that the world is rapidly changing, technology is rapidly changing, and we're able to quickly sort of adapt to that and have some fun trying too. Like today, we're going on a Facebook Live for the first time where we're just conversing, right? Not at a location, we're showing something. I just trying it. I mean, who the heck, right? We got John here having coffee with us or whatever, and it's just, hey, that's what it's about, like being a part of it, having fun and trying stuff and adapting to a very, very rapidly changing world.
For sure. It's a lot of fun. I think that is another favorite part of mine, is that you never know what's coming up. And it can be kind of scary sometimes, but it also is kind of like fun and challenging, kind of surprising sometimes, and you learn a lot. And I really enjoy that.
It's I love it too. So where are you at tomorrow? You're on another install?
Yep, I'll be in Appleton at another New Day install, Appleton, Tennessee.
Love it. Love it. Love it. So are you going to be going live tomorrow at the install?
Yep, I'll be going live.
Cool.
So I'll see you guys again really soon.
Love it. Well, Jordan, it's been fun. It's been
Yeah.
very nice with you today. And getting and launching episode number 1 of whatever this will become, probably a lot of fun over the next years and adapting as things change.
For sure. All right.
Awesome. See you, Jordan.
See ya. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.